Hello, welcome back to Outlandish Claims, everyone. I'm here with Demetrius. We got Mike right here. We're ready to talk some football. Oh yeah,
Finally,
I know.
football has returned, and all we got was a sleeper between the two memes of last year.
Well,
Yay!
speaking of the two memes of last year, Pittsburgh Steelers, their number two receiver James Washington is already requesting a trade. Um, I mean, we can make this one really quick. Do you think he actually gets traded, and where does he go?
So, this man finally figured out what his hands are used for. No,
Um, okay, to build on that, or to try to build on that, I do not think that he gets traded. I think that teams like the Giants, who could benefit from some more receiver depth, despite the Galladay addition, could probably try to take a look at him, see what's available. But this is really just a testament to how far the Steelers have fallen from the graces. This is not the Santonio Holmes, Mike Wallace, later Antonio Brown era Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not the Ben Roethlisberger of old. And so outside of the amazing head coach that is Mike Tomlin, you really don't have much in terms of roster, in terms of assets, or in terms of a path forward. And so that 12-4 season, my Steelers fans better enjoy it from last year because it ain't gonna get better, baby.
Mike, to ask a question, is that 2008 Mike Tomlin or 2018 Mike Tomlin?
Man. Well, I don't know. All I know is that steel curtain is about to get stolen because they are not going to steal any sorts of games this year.
The steel curtain has been stolen. All right.
Yeah, he gonna get traded. They're gonna trade off everybody. I'm pretty sure Roethlisberger is done after this year anyway. He wasn't gonna retire after breaking his arm, so he was obviously gonna play last year. But I think he's done after this year, and it's gonna be a really down season. Like we all remember, Dan Marino's last game was a 52-7 loss against Jacksonville or some crap like that
In the playoffs.
But he made the playoffs. This is going to be the equivalent of a regular season for Mr. Roethlisberger. I don't think Najee Harris is going to be enough. You lost part of your offensive line. You don't have really anything to speak of in terms of offensive weaponry aside from Juju Smith-Schuster, who really he's not a great number one. He's a solid number two. That feeds off the fact that nobody covers him because the number one guy draws all the attention. When he draws all the attention, he doesn't do much. So I'm going to say that everybody basically gets traded. And it's a rebuild season for Pittsburgh starting this year.
May I throw in a ridiculous outlandish claim?
Do it. Throw in a ridiculous outlandish claim. My ridiculous outlandish claim is he goes to San Diego, the Chargers.
I was gonna go. Okay, this you could take this however you want, and I don't care because it's gonna make me laugh. Juju Smith-Schuster is gonna lead. Juju Smith-Schuster is gonna have more TikTok views than touchdowns this year.
Well, given that his TikTok views are probably going to go into the hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
and now we Corvette into the next topic,
which would be Josh Allen getting paid. So, I mean, there's really no question here. He deserves it. The question I'm going to pose here is, now that he got paid, does he slump?
No. Actually, I'm hopeful that this sparks a deal to be done to keep the Bills in Buffalo. I hope that this is one of the first steps towards that, because not only can New York not afford to lose the Buffalo Bills, but there better not be another team in Texas. I'm sorry. Listen, I've never been to Texas. I've heard wonderful things. San Antonio ain't it. Austin ain't it. Austin sounds too much like Boston. Okay? So with that being said, I don't envision a slump. I envision him to have a Patrick Mahomes-esque type of season. I expect Josh Allen to be in the top 5 running for MVP. Alongside the Patrick Mahomes is the Russell Wilsons, maybe a Saquon Barkley or a Christian McCaffrey if they stay healthy, right?
If Sam Darnold doesn't screw up enough down there for him.
There you go, right? You got to look at Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert. It's going to be electric to see what he can do in that offense. But Josh Allen's in terms of those top quarterbacks, and Adam, you and I have both said this throughout his young career. Outside of Patrick Mahomes and pre-charges, Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, I mean, like, you're not trading Josh Allen for anybody else, right? So that's just
Lamar
the reality.
Jackson.
Huh?
Lamar Jackson.
I don't know. He beat Lamar Jackson, so there you go.
He did, but do you really want to trade him if you're Baltimore? Do you really want to trade Lamar Jackson?
No. Listen.
No.
Touche, because that offense is built around
him.
There's a select few guys that are untouchables if you could get Josh Allen. Let's call it like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Rosen, tell me more about how we disrespected you by picking Josh Allen over you.
Yeah, man.
I can't hear you from the bench somewhere, not even in the league.
Look, man. You know you're down bad when you're a top 10 pick. And then your team loses and gets the number 1 pick, and they draft a quarterback who's the same height as me, and also was a top 10 pick in the Major League Baseball June draft. So Josh, they sent you to retire early in Miami. So yeah,
get out.
Josh Rosen, more like Josh Fallen.
Okay, all right, the dad joke move. Let's move it along. The Colts made some great moves over the offseason. The best move they could have made, taking Carson Wentz and looking to rebuild. And, we'll take Carson Wentz. We'll do – my foot. My foot. Oh, no. Oh, my foot. How you like him now, Indy?
Wait, what was the question?
There was no question. It was literally just mocking Carson Wentz for hurting himself after he was so offended by having to fight for his right to be the starter. How dare you make me work to be the starter? How dare you bench me behind Jalen Hurts? I'm a man of God. I deserve this.
Carson Wentz got hurt. Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And the reason why I asked the question, because who is Carson Wentz? I don't know who that is. Anyways.
Nobody knows. I'm pretty sure nobody knows.
That being said, we're not ones to mock people getting injured. We obviously take that very seriously.
I'm going to mock Carson Wentz because he has a bad attitude.
But when you come with a sense of entitlement, like Carson Wentz has come with for the majority of his career, this is a guy who still thinks he's an MVP candidate and still believes that he's in 2017, respectfully. So there's not really much to say there. I think that when it comes to the Colts, they would honestly be better off trying to convince Phillip Rivers to come out of retirement. And so maybe this is a wake-up call for them. I doubt that it will be, because there could be a possibility where he is ready for the start of the season, if not shortly thereafter. And the Colts basically have no choice but to try and allow this thing to work. Because when you give up 2 picks for Carson Wentz, and you basically proclaim him as the successor to Andrew Luck, that's big time.
I'll follow that question up with, because Quentin Nelson, who I actually love, the star offensive lineman for Indy, also got hurt with a similar foot injury. He's got a 5-week recovery timetable, basically. He hopes to be done. He put out a very positive – like, this guy has a work ethic. I love Quentin Nelson. He's got a work ethic. You should read his Instagram post if you haven't, because that's the kind of guy I love, and not just because he went to Notre Dame. But I digress. That kind of work ethic I love and appreciate. But my question also it relates to fantasy. Jonathan Taylor was incredibly successful running behind Quentin Nelson last year. He was incredibly unsuccessful when not running behind him last season. If Quentin Nelson needs to sit out any number of games, do you start Jonathan Taylor in those fantasy games?
You have no choice but to, because of the electrifying rookie season that he has. I think that one thing to always keep your eye on outside of that offensive line, and Quentin Nelson specifically, is that the Colts at times succeeded with sort of a running back by committee. system, right? You saw Hines get in there. There was another guy who I forget his name. I think it was Mack before
Yes.
Marlon Mack. He's been on and off with injuries throughout his whole career too. The running back by committee thing is something to definitely watch, especially when you don't have your offensive line up to par. So obviously Jonathan Taylor is the lead back within that system. He's, in my opinion, probably going to rush for 1,000 yards. And his importance is going to be even that much more important with Wentz out. So let's see what happens with that. But I think that it should be a solid season, despite maybe a slight softness level.
Well, that basically sums up my position as well. He was fantastic in Wisconsin. He's going to be fantastic for Indianapolis. I don't really care who's his lineman. He's going to do great. I can tell Demetrius has taken a vow of silence ever since his dad joke quota was used up. So that will be where we wrap it up. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a Mick episode, if you will, a Mick shortened episode. It'll literally be maybe 2 minutes long because there's nothing really to talk about with NHL and NBA. There's nothing new since last week. So come back, see how we do the Mick episode. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.